And you're on. Lara, can you hear me? You can start. Do you hear me? You can start. Okay, so you want your presentation? Maybe we can do it like this. Okay, so maybe we have a connection problem. So, Lara, can you hear me? It's okay, just switch over there. Okay, it looks like that Lara can't hear me, which can happen with Restream. So just let me see how I can message.
Hello. I can't hear you.
No, it's go ahead. So you can just go ahead. I can hear you.
Okay. Well, then good evening. So yeah, it's gonna be okay. That was a nice actually intro. Very ice breaking. Yes. Hello. My name is Lara and. Welcome from southern Italy. You should see my screen. Is that correct, Timo? Can you confirm it?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, we have some audio issues because I cannot hear you. Can you see my screen? We can see the screen. Okay, then I cannot hear you, so we'll just go like this. It's gonna be like really, really Italian. All right, then let's start again. So welcome to my time in this No Slides conference. I'm very happy I had the chance to talk about two topics I'm highly interested into that are actually gender equality in design and revenue. So my name is Lara D'Argento. I work as a growth specialist, so I am a marketing lady, I am a growth consultant and a growth mentor, and today we are gonna discuss together about how product design promotes gender equality and increases revenue. The way we are gonna do this is through a case study. I chose a dating app, Bumble, and I am gonna present you the introduction of a feature that changed much more than a product. So yeah, let's start. So you will know the story by yourself. So first of all, this is our starting point. So our intro. So imagine a dating app where users feel safe, empowered, and respected. Now meet Philip, a fictional character, a product manager at Bumble, a dating app, tasked with solving a critical issue, so how to reduce harassment, promote gender equality, and drive business growth. This story is about the shift from generic swipe to gender move. And yeah, you know that swipe is the most common action on a dating app, right? So you swipe to find your perfect match. And actually, it's a story that I think the most like aligned title to describe it will be "Honey, She's in Charge." Why? Because one of the founder of Bumble was previously working in Tinder, and the name itself of the product, Bumble, it's bee related. So it means that it's related to a hive of bees where the female animal, so the queen bee, is in charge. So honey, literally, like she's in charge. The story behind the idea of the company itself, so behind the name of the company itself, it's going to be crucial for the introduction of this feature we are going to see. Why? Because the founder, the Bubble founder that was previously working in Tinder, she decided to leave the company following abuse, threats, and sexual discrimination. Suffering after the end of her relationship with a colleague and co-founder. That is the main intention she put while founding the new company was to empower women and to be sure to provide equal power to all the people using the app, that is, to all users. So this is the first part of the story, and how was let's say, the status quo? So how was the situation before Philip, our fictional character, our product manager, started to think about his task? Well, here we can see some data. So swiping through research data, we can see a 58% of toxic swipes. That is, 58% of women face digital harassment in dating apps. It means they experience many kinds of undesired behaviors, ranging from bullying to body shaming to verbal inappropriate way of talking. And even worse, data tell us that this abuse has been normalized. So what happens is that many women think it's normal to experience these abusive behavior on dating app, and the percentage is 90%. That is, many women, most of the women, mainly every woman, views it as an inevitable aspect of using dating apps. Specifically, more than 90% of Generation Z expresses frustration with dating apps. These are 2024 data, so I wanted to be really sure to be up to date. What is the impact of inclusive design? Well, the thing is that gender inclusive features lead to a 30% increase in female user retention, which is women using our app, and 25% improvement in user satisfaction. When I say user, I mean all the persons using the app. That is, long story short, that gender diversity is equal to an increase in engagement, innovation, decision-making, and performance. Those are data from McKinsey & Company report of a few years ago. Let's get back to our Philip. So in this scenario, we have our product manager, Philip, struggling with his challenge. Let's see it again. So Philip's challenge is made up of two parts: reduce harassment and increase inclusivity and revenue growth altogether at Bumble. So on one side, he has to put down numbers about harassment and unwanted behavior for female users, and on the other side, he has been asked, yes, to increase a more inclusive, more inclusivity, so to make the product more inclusive and to increase revenue growth. How does these translate in daily working hour time of a product manager with brainstorming. So what I imagine in this board is that Philip had 3 ideas that I sum up here. Here we go. So I will go one by one. So idea number 1, where we see here a flag. Yes, exactly. So idea number 1 is to flag inappropriate content. That is clicking on the flag icon will reveal research data on how harassment could be mitigated by user flagging. So if I flag you because I find that your behavior is inappropriate, I could eventually stop the problem, Philip thinks. What happens is that the output is that a flagging system where users could report inappropriate behavior is reactive. What does being reactive means? Is that it means that if I flag you, I can only react to your behavior. So I can only execute an action after, but I cannot prevent it. So from a product perspective, I cannot solve the problem. I can just report a feedback, but I cannot change history. So this idea was rejected, I imagine so, by the development team. So you can see in the third part here, go to development, yeah, wrong. So let's jump to the second idea that I imagine Philip could have come up with, and it's times response window. What does it mean? It means that I imagine that between 2 persons finding each other on Bumble, there could have been a timed response window to reduce harassment. But what is the consequence of this output? The consequence is that timed responses felt restrictive. What does it mean? It means that if I give you an amount of seconds, minutes to react, I put a constraint in the conversation. So my intervention causes an alteration of the communication that it's not fluid, it's not smooth anymore, and it's not genuine. So as a result, I probably say ciao ciao. So I probably leave the app and leave the product. So again, this idea, I imagine, didn't go to the development. And then here we go with the third idea that our product manager had in Bumble, idea number 3. It's called opening moves. It's a feature that showcases a 50% engagement boost and a 20% reduction in harassment after implementation. How? Well, opening moves is it's bee related again, like in a hive. And it means that women can initiate interactions and conversations. So the first move is for women, and it has been a bold idea to come up with, at the same time aligned with Bumble's goal of fostering safer interactions. Totally aligned with the goals of Bumble. This is the idea that passed, that was promoted to go to development, that was developed and implemented and launched. What was the impact of this idea? So again, I will focus on the challenge just to keep it up. Our challenge, or let's say Philip's challenge, was to reduce harassment on one side and increase inclusivity and revenue growth. And the winning idea was opening moves to let women initiate conversation. Good. Then, how was the flow? Where I know it's a no slides conference. It's a very concrete and practical meeting. So I wanted to give you an overview of the flow. I wouldn't anyway go in details. But I just wanted to think about the struggle is real for a product manager that has to make an intention or a challenge or a goal concrete. So these are the real screenshots of the of Bumble onboarding and the opening moves feature. So here you can see if you are logged in, you can sign in. You have your page, switch selection, if there is a match, blah blah blah. Here you have the possibility to choose your gender, and according to your gender, you have the possibility to start the opening moves. So that's the whole flow that I put here just to have an overview. It's for women, so there is a match. Then here we go. I have my opening move. So what's the last thing that made you smile? I can choose like an ice-breaking question to start a conversation, and this is up to me. Of course, then you have on the other side, so on the other person, you have a time to verify their profile, but this is not the focus. I just wanted to give you, let's say, a panoramic view about a flow map of the introduction of a future feature in a product, as many of you might already know. And now, since I come from growth, of course, I want to get back to my beloved data. So let's see what this introduction, what this idea from Philip, let's see the impact. I mean, did it really work? Let's check it out. So what you can easily find on the web, because all these data, of course, are public and available. What happened with this example, with this case study? First of all, we empowered user experience. So Bumble allows now women to initiate conversations, empowering them in online dating. So opening moves feature gives women more control, increasing engagement and matches. Increasing engagement, of course, is from a product perspective, is a key element to stay on Bumble, to stay on the product and keep on using the product and keep on paying the product, because the product makes me happy. Second point, balancing the dating ecosystem. And this is crucial as well, because many times we think that fighting gender inequality and somehow executing actions in favor of women means to help women. This is totally false. The moment I am balancing the dating ecosystem, I am providing a larger and wider benefit for the whole user base of my product. In this case, we have here the percentage. So 32.6% of Bumble users are female, higher than many other dating platforms, which is already a comparative data about competitors, of course. And then what we can see in Bumble is that targeted features like opening moves aim to further improve gender ratio and user experience, the whole user experience, because if, of course, there are more women, which is a part of my user base, the whole user base is more balanced, and you just want to stay longer on Bumble to find new people and know more potential matches. Point number 3, design-driven financial growth. I really care about this point because one thing does not exclude the other one. Often we read that something that is cool from a design perspective doesn't work from a financial point of view, that somehow if you want to drive revenue growth, then you need to be essential, and design doesn't matter. You know, design is just a fancy stuff. It's just you know, something linked to aesthetics, to beauty, that does not make money. Well, folks, this is false. So in quarter 1 of this year, you can see a relevant, really relevant increase in revenue about Bumble, projecting potential $1 billion by year end of the same year. So the user-centric design drives retention. If I focus on the full user base, and if I focus again on balancing the dating ecosystem, or anyway, even if I'm not in dating, if I focus on balancing the full user base, I enhance retention. So I make people want to stay and live and use and experience my product. In this case, leading to 50.7% year-over-year revenue increase in Q1 last year. Long story short, those are the numbers for Bubble. So in the first quarter of this year, we have an overall revenue skyrockets by 10%. Bumble app revenue alone jumps 11%. User retention soars by 20%. Harassment plummets by 35%. LGBTQ plus user base expands by 50%. In a post-it note, driving inclusive growth and safety. It is possible at the same time. The journey, I mean, the Philips journey was great. So far, we have seen that Philips' journey teaches us a crucial lesson. Inclusive design isn't just right, it's a smart business. It means money, more money. But how, I mean, so what right now? How can product managers in other industries leverage this inclusive design approach to tackle their own challenges? Because maybe I can be CEO of Bumble or of another dating app, but what happens about design and about how product design can promote gender equality in other industries or in other case studies? I made 3 scenarios. So I imagine, first of all, a project management software, an easy one, and I imagine this struggle. So struggling with user engagement, then implement customizable interfaces that cater to different work styles and neurodiversities, which is totally something that we cannot say, oh, I didn't know anything about that, because it's going to become very relevant in the following months. So in this case, the solution, or well, I would say the application of product design should be focused on a customizable user interface with diverse work styles, linear and non-linear views that should drive an increase in user retention and in productivity for a plus 15% of renewals. So people that choose to buy your product again. Scenario number 2, an e-commerce platform that is struggling with the high cart abandonment rates. That means, yes, I have this e-commerce, and people just do not make any purchase. So they leave the cart before giving me their money. Well, in this case, you should redesign the checkout process to be more inclusive. How? First of all, again, something that it's gonna be definitely crucial in the following months: colorblind friendly. Your platform, mobile, web, must be colorblind friendly. Dyslexia support, it's going to be one of the most relevant features in the very short to be future. Motor impairment access, custom fonts and colors, because not everybody is sensitive to the same fonts and colors. So if you want to be more inclusive, you have to consider more fonts and colors. And the voice navigation. Think about how many persons now even use Siri, or I don't know, voice commands to find the nearest pizzeria. Well, it's mainly the same on an e-commerce. This could drive to a plus 20% of completed purchases. And scenario number 3, I imagine an healthcare app. There are plenty of healthcare apps. I imagine a healthcare app struggling with patient adherence. And the solution in this case would be to integrate various cultural backgrounds. Why? Because of course on an health app, you should be very aware of multi-language, but also of a variety of health literacies. I might not know so many things about being pregnant as my friend, male or female. So you shouldn't take it for granted that we all use I don't know, an app for for pregnancy, or for after pregnancies, or for before pregnancies in the same way. And also, again, very relevant as in the previous cases, visual and audio options, in order to guarantee a plus 25% medical adherence. So again, to keep patients in this case, or anyway, users with the stronger and more effective and long-lasting retention. This is all. So yeah, to be Italian, I was pretty able to manage it on time, even if we started a few minutes later. My question for you now is, what will you do differently after today? I thank you for the attention, and now I'm open to Q&A time. So the floor is yours. Again, I cannot hear you, but I will find